And this is what he showed me with Jonah. And if you look at the book as a whole, like I said, and you look at Jonah, Jonah ran from the presence of God. Understand, he was in the presence of God. He was in the presence of God. And the quickest way to get out of the presence of God, I've learned, Jonah learned, was don't do what he wants you to do. And it took a lifetime for me to learn this. He's been working on me since I was 13 years old, since I called him. And he kept me from dying of tick fever. And he called me like anybody else, just to simply serve him and grow in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But I gave more to my flesh than I did to my new man. And with Jonah, Jonah knew God. He knew exactly what God was going to do. Jonah told God towards the end, he said, I knew you'd do that. He said, God, he said, he said, this is what he says about God. This is a witness of God's character. And Jonah confesses it. He said, you're a gentle God. You're easy to forgive. You're easy to forgive. You slow to anger, this and that. Jonah hated Nineveh. He hated Nineveh with a passion. Hated them. You ever hated someone you wanted to die? The way he was. He wanted God to destroy that nation. I mean, he wanted that nation destroyed. And you got to get with the understanding. This is how the Lord got me to understand it. There's a relationship going on here, and the relationship is between God and Jonah. And God, now you think about this. The moment Jonah refused to do what God intended for him to do, and he refused it, God could have struck him dead at that moment. Think about that. He could have struck Jonah down and killed him. That right there shows you the patience of God. He let Jonah, this is what's powerful. This is what he was, you got to understand, this is a picture of me and my Father, my Lord and Savior Jesus. He was showing me I was just like Jonah. I left his presence to do what I wanted to do. But he had patience with me. I am 58 years old and I'm about to turn 59. And that he had tremendous patience with me. Yes, he helped me overcome. He helped me grow and mature. But there were certain things I just wasn't going to let go of. Just like Jonah, he wasn't going to let go of, I hate Nineveh and I want them dead. That's the way he was. And he wanted them unalive. I better say that. He wanted all of them. But God could have, he really could have sincerely unalived me and had unalived Jonah. But he had patience with both of us. And that's what the Lord was showing me. He said, Charles, I had patience with you. I could have plucked you up, cast you in the furnace at any time. Let your soul just forever, ever be the way it would be. But he chose not to. He chose to have patience with Jonah just like he did with me. Or he had patience with me just like he did with Jonah. The seminary of the way he had to do with me as Jonah is so close. It's so parallel. It's awesome. Because if you notice, when Jonah left, he went to get a ship. Now, just because I leave the presence of the Lord, or just because Jonah left the presence of the Lord, does not mean that God is through with me or Jonah. And that's what he proved to me, and that's what he proved to Jonah. And as Jonah is trying to get as far away as he could, that'd be like me being in South Carolina, but I want to get away from the presence of God, so I'm going to go all the way to China, just cross that ocean. It's just powerful. The patience and the love that God has for his children. Once we become his children, once we believe on his Son, it becomes personal with him as for what he's going to do with us. And that's what he was showing me with Jonah. He said, you're mine, Charles. You can do what you want, but I can make your life miserable. In which there's times it has happened big time, because he's dealing with me. That's what he did. He made Jonah's life miserable. He made it so miserable that he's on a boat. And hear what's so bad. When Jonah got out of the presence of God, his actions affected those that was on that ship. God was focused on Jonah. But when he troubled the waters and scared those guys on the boat, just scared them. terrified them. They literally thought they was going to die. They literally did. They thought they was going to die. Jonah's action was affecting them. My action has affected a lot of people in my life. And I'm ashamed to say that. And I'm terrible. I hate that. And that's what happened to Jonah. It was affecting them. But you see, God was disrupting his life. God was preventing him from doing what he wanted to do because God did not want him to do that. That's how in control God is, by the way. God is so much in control that he's able. It's no different if I take an ant and I just start directing him. God controls the seas, he controls the storms, he controls the land. There's nothing he doesn't control. He can open doors, he can shut doors. And he was shutting that door for Jonah. And he shut many doors for me. And Jonah, he's just a good parallel to my life. And he's so ahead of us. He's so loving us. So that he's willing to prepare something for us so that we can get past that flesh. In Jonah's case, it was a whale, because once them ship people realized that Jonah was the reason behind all that, what was going on with them. Now, I'll give it to them. They did not want to throw him over. They were sincere. To them, that'd have been murder. To throw him overboard, that'd have been murder. But he didn't want to do that. So, because they was telling him, Lord, don't lay this on our hands. But Jonah told him, said, if y'all want to live, y'all need to throw me overboard. I mean, Jonah would rather have died than do what God was telling him to do. He just did not want to do it. There's some things that we as a child of God have a hard time letting go of. And we wonder why this or that is happening in our life. I've come to find out it's because of something I'm not letting go of. Or I'm not paying attention to, okay, what is it, Lord, that I'm doing is preventing whatever. In Jonah's case, it was going to Nineveh. But even with all that, this is that love God has. With all that going on, you can't help but see the patience here. God has prepared a whale knowing that he's going to be thrown over. That's how God is at every moment of our life. He knows exactly where we are at every second of the day. It's no surprise. There's no surprise for the things that I did in my life. I didn't surprise him. He knew I would do it. I didn't surprise him. I couldn't have surprised him. He's all-knowing. It's like my life. He's got a book there, and there's the beginning, and over here's the end, and he's able to see everything I do before I do it. He can go over here, enter in. He can go over here, enter in, because he's omnipresent. And also, he already knows what's going to happen. He knew Jonah. No one, he wasn't surprised that Jonah wasn't going to do what he asked. He wasn't surprised about that. Nor was he surprised that he was going to go get a ship and try to escape his presence. Nor was he surprised that Jonah was going to die, wanted to die, unalive himself and have them throw him overboard. Jonah didn't swim into that whale's mouth. Jonah did not want to be alive. Jonah literally did not want to do this. I mean, there's things in my life I did not want to do. I mean, I just wouldn't do it. And that's what Jonah felt, because the whale had to swallow him. So the whale swallows him to preserve him, get him, and that's what the Lord had to do in my life. He preserved me as I went about. I'll give you an example here. I remember I told the Lord, I said, Lord, I don't want to die and go to hell. And I just kept saying that because I knew me. I knew who I was. I knew the things that I'd done. And finally, he impressed on me. He says, I don't know what else I can do for you. I gave you my son, my only begotten son, that he's paid the price for everything. You owe nothing. He paid it. All you got to do is believe it and accept it. And once, you talk about a load off, the peace that came into me, once I realized that it ain't about me earning it, it's simply about me accepting it and doing the things just because I want to, because I love him for what he did. And see, when you see this picture of Jonah and God, that's a picture of me and God. He's dealing with me. He's working with me throughout my life, trying to get certain things out of me and let the old things be old and the new things be new, and let more of the new nature come forth and let more of the old nature die.